Alright, Sacred Chainmail Crafting Tutorial Take 2. What you want is you want to search for a Sacred Chainmail because 6 links are so common, so abundant in this league. You'll search for one that has at least 6 links, and you want at least 80% base percentile. 100% is a lot better. If you're looking for the end game version, because this is just me crafting the budget version, I'll do an end game crafting tutorial later. So for this one, we're not going to worry too much about extra quality. We're not going to worry too much about anything. We just want at least 80% base percentile and a 6 link, so you don't have to 6 link it yourself later. It'll save you a little bit. We'll skip past all these fractured ones that have life on it. If you see one that has something else, like intelligence isn't terrible, but that's not what we want. We already have plenty of intelligence. So we'll come down. This one looks decent. This one looks like they already crafted it and it's only 50C, so you could buy this one. If you can, you want one that's also at least item level 86. But for the budget version, that's not going to matter as much. In fact, this one was listed for 15C. Let's just snag this. Alright. So if you look, if you press Alt over it, you'll see that the armor and energy shield are almost maxed. That's because of the 80% base percentile. First things first. Quality it for luck. And then you grab some of these delicious looking things. I have a few left over from when I crafted mine. Yeah, there they are. Because I hit mine with only 5 of these. How fossils and wow, I have a ton of fossils. I don't know where all these came from. How these work. You buy some of these 1-socket resonators from Faustus. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, maybe he doesn't want to sell me this. Awesome. That is not as many as I wanted to buy. Let's try this again. So you buy some of these from Faustus. You lay them out in your inventory like so. So that you can control click them later. Grab some dense fossils. Make sure it's the dense fossil with more defense modifiers, no life modifiers. And you grab this. You right click, and you click on the chest. And that is pretty good. That is pretty good. But we can do better. Click again. Oh yeah, there we go. That's money. What you're looking for is 3 really good prefixes. This one also hit 2 good suffixes. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to come over here to the crafting bench. If you need attributes, you can craft strength and dexterity on it. You can get 25 of each. That's a really good one. If you need resistances, you can craft any of these resistances. If you don't need any of that, then I would craft this one to regenerate 150 energy shield per second while a rare or unique enemy is nearby. And yeah, that's it. If you don't hit 3 good prefixes, then you can Exalt Slam, or you can craft a prefix. And if you don't hit good suffixes, in fact, I have another one in here. This is going to be my end game one because it's 27% quality. Hit it with one of these. Say, oh my gosh, my luck is crazy today. Let's see if I can annul the mana. Nope. Oh yeah, we annulled the mana. Oh, that's bad. Alright, we'll hit it with some more of these. That didn't work, so we'll fill out some more of these. That is still pretty bad. Oh yeah, there we go. So we hit good on this one. We did not hit good suffixes. So from here, you have 2 choices. If you're rich, you have divines to spend. This is what we'll do for the end game craft. I want higher prefixes for the end game craft, so I'm probably not Probably not going to do it on this one. But you'd go to the crafting bench. Craft prefixes cannot be changed. And then you go to the harvest bench, which I have mine all the way over here for some reason. And then you craft reforge, including a physical modifier. And that will guarantee that you always get additional physical damage reduction on it. It'll hit it every time. If you don't get a high roll on it, then you craft prefixes can't be changed again, and you go again. If you fill all of your suffixes so you cannot craft prefixes cannot be changed, then you start using Eldritch currency. I don't have any right now, but you have Eldritch Chaos, Eldritch Exalts, and Eldritch Annuls. You hit it with... let me make sure I'm reading this right. In fact, we need some of these anyway. These get pretty pricey. So yeah, we've got suffixes that we want. If you read the Eldritch Chaos Orb, it says if the Searing Exarch is dominant, meaning if you have a greater Eldritch Ember on it, or you can do it with a lesser Eldritch Ember, so long as you don't have any Eater of Worlds. So if Searing Exarch is dominant, reroll prefix. You don't want that. We have good prefixes. So you want, if Eater of World is dominant, you reroll suffix modifiers. So hit it with a lesser one. If I also hit it with a lesser Eldritch Ember, then you have to use either greater or higher so that it's dominant. Dominant just means whichever one is higher here. Like if I've got a lesser Ember on it, I have to use at least a greater Ichor. But since it's just Eater of Worlds, it doesn't matter. And you... Before I do that, actually, I'm just going to exalt it and see if I hit anything good. No, it's bad. So we hit it with an Eldritch Chaos. You can see it re-rolled. We just hit cold resistance. Hit it with that. Still not great. You would keep rolling. If you do hit something good as a suffix and you want another good suffix, then you would hit it with an Eldritch Annul and hope that it hits. And if it doesn't, then you hit with Eldritch Exalts and Eldritch Annuls until you get what you want. If you don't have anything good on it, you can hit it with an Eldritch Chaos. And you rinse and you repeat. And that is how you craft your endgame chest before you get a crazy endgame chest. Alright, crafting a Divine Crown for the budget version of the build. Take 1. You start by looking for a Divine Crown. You want to get base percentile 100 on it. This base, as you can see, is very cheap. You want one that's at least eye level 85, which this one is. So we'll go here. It's even got memory strains on it. Look at that. Alright. The next part. Part 2. You want loathing essences. You can use screaming. I like to use shrieking. You can also use deafening. We'll see what I hit. You shouldn't need very many of these unless you get really unlucky. What you're going for is you want to at least have some good suffixes. If you get good prefixes, that'll save you some currency as well. Alright, we didn't hit it with those. So we'll use these ones. Tier 1. And life. We'll hit it one more time. Okay, so we got an open suffix and we got an open prefix. So you can either craft more energy shield on this, or you could craft resistance. And that's good enough. So we'll... Actually, what we'll do is we'll just hit it with an Exalted Orb and see what we get. 9% lightning res. That's bad. That's pretty bad. We'll come over here, craft. You can craft armor. I like to craft energy shield on it. You can also craft increased AoE if you don't need defenses, but if you're on a budget, you probably need defenses, so hit it with that. Don't forget to 20% quality it. And just like that, we have a helmet that has 903 armor and 280 energy shield. and 10% increased mana reservation efficiency. Which, if you look here, you know, people are selling these for 3 divines. This is probably better than this hunk of junk I just crafted. Yeah. That's a lot better than this hunk of junk I just crafted. But it'll save you a lot. And then once that's done, you get some of these nice tasty orbs here. And what you're looking for is a good Eater implicit and a good Exarch implicit. The best Exarch one is increased damage per power charge. If you need more mana reservation efficiency, you're going to have to keep rolling with the Eater ones until you hit that. It's a pretty rare hit, but these have gotten a lot cheaper. Otherwise, increased effect of non-damaging ailments is good. Spell power is good. Fizz taken as another damage type is good. And there we have it. We have 17% mana reservation efficiency on this. And that was pretty good. Pretty cheap craft. Should only cost you anywhere from 5 to 30 chaos. You don't need to go for something crazy because you'll just be replacing this either with a Warlord crown later, or Warlord helmet later on, or this Cyrus helmet right here. Alright, Cogwork ring crafting tutorial, take 2. To craft the Cogwork ring, what you want to do is you want to search for one that's at least item level 83. You want to make sure it's not fractured and it's not mirrored. It doesn't matter if it's split already, though if you buy an unsplit one, then you can split it yourself and make some of your money back. I don't think it's worth doing that, but, you know, it's up to you if you can find a cheap unsplit one. So I got this one already. You want it to be rare so that you can hit it with a Redeemer's Exalted Orb. Someone just bought all of them from Faustus, so I had to go and buy this from regular trade like a pleb from last league, or a few leagues ago before Faustus. But I got one. It was 28C for this one. I don't know why someone just bought all of them. They may go up. We'll see. But you right-click this, you hit it with that, makes it Redeemer influenced. And then you go to your Hornet crafting station and you reforge Caster. And the reason you reforge Caster is there are only 2 caster mods that you can get on rings. You can get cast speed, and since it's a Redeemer ring, you can also get curse enemies with frostbite on hit. Cast speed has a much higher weighting, so you're going to get that more often than not. And what you're trying to get is curse enemies with frostbite on hit with some good other suffixes. These ones are terrible, so we're going to keep going since you hit it pretty frequently. Okay, so this one, we have gain life per enemy killed. That's not great. But we hit increased effect of non-damaging ailments, which if you have Shaper of Storms, so you're shocking, this is actually really, really good. It's also really good for your chill and your freeze. So we're going to try and annul this one. Or if you want to keep that and just craft resistance or attributes on it, you can. I got lucky with mine and I hit cast speed and a good resistance and curse enemies with frostbite on hit, and it didn't take me all that much. So we'll see if we can annul. Oh, hey, look at that. It's because I'm recording. There's no way I would actually hit that IRL. Just going to look at this and off for a second. Alright, so what we'll go and do is we'll craft strength, and actually we'll block intelligence since we don't want intelligence on the ring. And we'll hit it with an Exalted Orb. If you don't have to open, or if you have open prefixes on it, then you'll want to block a prefix so you don't waste an exalt on the prefixes if you can help it. But most prefixes on rings, like I've explained before, are bad, so we don't really care too much about the prefixes. If you hit energy shield, that's good. Mana, also good. Not great. So we'll hit this. We hit mana regen. That's not great. But, you know, this would work. This is a decent ring. And if this doesn't work for you, then you would take this ring. I'm going to craft strength and dex on it. Strength and dexterity. Wow. There we go. So I would probably just sell this instead. I don't know that this would sell very well. I don't think there's very many people looking for a ring like this, so if it doesn't sell, you can end up rolling it again for yourself, or just use it and craft a second Cogwork ring. You can also craft... you can also look for a ratcheting ring if you are really, really suffix starved. It's cheaper than a Cogwork ring. It doesn't give you increased effect of suffixes. But these only roll suffixes. You get 6 suffixes on these rings. So you can get tons of resistances, tons of attributes, and you can get some good Redeemer mods, like Curse on Hit. So, I like the Cogwork ring. You can use a ratcheting ring. You can also use a helical ring. That's the best one. I'll leave it up to you. And that's how you craft this. Pretty simple, pretty easy. One other thing that I want to point out right before I end this video is if you get lucky on your ring, or if you roll your ring a lot and you get frostbite on hit and cast speed, and you want to continue crafting it for other good affixes, you can craft cannot roll caster modifiers and then scour it, and then the only 2 mods that you'll have on it are curse on hit and cast speed. And then you can either craft prefixes can't be changed and reforge at the harvest bench, or you can hit it with a Veiled Chaos Orb after crafting cannot roll caster mods, or you can craft suffixes can't be changed and do something on it. So it's up to you. That's how you would do it for if you're trying to do or craft a really, really good Cogwork ring. I don't know how much I would spend crafting one of these, though, since we are just going to replace this with Calandra's Touch once we get a much better rolled +1 max power charge ring, because mine's terrible.